Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today in front of us is the Disney Train and Station set number 71044, sent to us from the LEGO Group to do a review. So thanks a lot, guys. It was originally released in 2019, a direct-to-consumer set with 2,929 parts, 5 exclusive figs, and selling for $330 in the States, £300 or €330. It's a pretty expensive set, though the part to price ratio isn't necessarily way overboard. It's just kind of a unique and interesting set. Let me stop this here. There we go. And yeah, let's take a closer look at the build. We really have to take a look at the train and then the station separately. So let's start off with the steam train first. This is built to look like the train from Disneyland, California, though it just says Disney Train here, and that's because, you know, on average, I think people will just kind of like to have the Disney train as opposed to something specifically associated with a certain location, when most people probably haven't been to Disneyland, California, while most people just recognize a classic looking colorful steam train and a Disney train at that. It's kind of interesting. You can see that there are actually two different rotating, articulating points of access to the tracks here, and that's so this train, the steam engine here, can actually make these turns with relative ease, which is kind of nice, though the actual power of this train doesn't come from the engine build itself. It's kind of a fun build. I really like the colors. The general build is actually quite easy. This looks kind of like it could be very complex, but this is just a 12 and up set, and it's actually a pretty simple bit to put together. Now, Engineer Mickey just magically appeared in here, and I just wanted to put him there so you could see that he actually turns around inside the cab, which is kind of funny. He doesn't knock into the walls, but that is once again just to make this turning function actually work and make it a relatively easy model to attach to the actual track, so you can get it to work physically well, so it doesn't you know, fall off the tracks while it's trying to make a turn. So anyways, now here's the next bit. This is much heavier, and that's because, of course, this is where the engine is. This is normally like the 6-stud wide, but most of this train is actually built at 8-stud. So the engine's down here, and then the power functions battery pack, you can see it's actually still on. This is the next bit. And you can actually, I like to break that out, makes it easier to pull the battery pack out. Pretty easy to change them out. It takes 6 AAAs. You just unscrew the bottom bit, and there's 2 different points of connection for that wire. But it's a really, really easy way to assemble your piece, and it's, I think, a 4-wheel drive. It's a pretty powerful little motor, and that's it. So this connects to your powered up app. Maybe you could hear the sound effects on my phone when I turned it off in the opening shot. It says Disney Railroad. Once again, just generic looks here. These aren't actual prints, these are stickers. There are some nice exclusive prints, but the train, I think for the most part, the train doesn't actually have any exclusive prints. It is just stickers for the most part. Once again, if you are familiar with Disneyland or how these steam trains work at Disneyland, this is sort of the viewers, the guests can all look out and see the attractions, kind of like a little tour, and you can lift this up from the top in order to get access to the interior. It blends in perfectly, like you can't see where those openings would come or go, except for that little pin right there. And let's see if I can get that to attach. You pull this up. All right, but yeah, there's a lot of access here, a lot of headroom, which is nice. So even when these are closed, if you have guests or figs or whoever hanging out, you'll be able to easily see the figs even from a relatively high angle, like it's on a lower table. So that's really, really nice. I like that you can actually see that. I think at its widest point, it's about 9 studs with the little step there. A very, very wide train, which is makes it easier to include nice details. and also easier to include nice details without having to kill yourself with very, very intricate and difficult little building techniques, which this train really doesn't actually take. This car too, the Parlor Car, I believe that's what it's called, or the type of car it is, I suppose, is a Parlor Car. This is based on a real design from the Disneyland train as well. You see it just says Disney here, Disney Railroad. Nice prints, sorry, not prints, nice stickers, but nice details is what I meant to say. Really kind of fun. The windows here are a little smaller than what would actually appear in the real train. The back looks wonderful. That's also a really nice little sticker. And yes, it's smoother. You can do that in a much cleaner way. Ooh, yes, you can just take the sidewall off. The roof does not come off here, which is kind of interesting. Most of the time the roof will either break away or lift up in a lot of situations, but you just have sidewall that comes up. Two different armchairs here with clips instead of studs for the figs, and then the same goes for the circular backed chair. Will it focus? Yes, it will. Yes, so it's a slightly different. I like that chair design. There's another one inside the actual station as well. It's got some tea kettles. The build for the roof is the build for the roof. You can see a little bit of skylight action as well. And there you go. That is the basic breakdown for all the different cars of the train. And all right, here it is, the front of the station. Very impressive build, I would say. It's a great looking bit for display. The piece is quite impressive, very detailed on the outside. A lot of repetitive building, let's say, for the stone columns, but all in all, it's actually quite a nice looking piece to look at. I think the main thing that really breaks this up and makes it look different compared to other Lego sets is the primary color of medium nougat being used for the roof. For example, the Fire Station Creator Modular has a very similar style of brick and stonework done there, so that could look kind of similar in a certain way. Tan is used often as a nice highlight color for different architecture style builds, but when mixed with this medium nougat, it takes on a life of its own and it really does look quite different. I'm surprised that this bit of building is actually so, it's kind of delicate. Flimsy might not be the right word, but for a Lego build, usually they're, I think, a little bit more careful about making certain little pieces break off so easily, but it's really just these top roof pieces. But yes, so the front I would say is a pretty darn impressive looking piece through and through. These are all stickers, sticker, print, sticker, and I think there's maybe one or two other prints on the inside that are pretty special. But here we go. Let's take a closer look. So here we are on the bottom floor. There's a lot of wonderful details. I think let's just start off in one corner and work our way down. We've got many different pictures and or posters. That chandelier's kind of blocking just a few other little prints that we have. Sorry, not prints. These are all stickers here in the back, but nice details through and through. The clock there is a print, though it's not exclusive. There's a little thing for your umbrellas. That's also a door in the front that can open and close. This here is a trash can. We've got a scale with a little sticker detailing showing how the inside of that scale might work in case you needed to weigh your luggage or something. Here's a nice little build for a bench, another medium nougat bench, and a small ticket stand with just enough space to fit a figure inside there. Now, I think the more impressive stuff is this in the corner and stuff that's on the second floor. This is a miniature train model, which is nice. You have a picture of the actual train, or what should be the actual train above it. And then when you go to the very next floor, you have a slightly different train once again, but it's a similar kind of display. This here is just a slightly better look, better angle at that little room. It goes out to the balcony on this side, and here we have wonderful details for curtains and little poster boards, and there's even a nice set of stickers for a carpet design, and I broke that piece out right there. Before I jump over to this room, let me just show you guys up close Another very repetitive bit of building, but it's actually wonderful once you get the whole thing together. Those are skeleton legs and handcuff pieces. Handcuffs in black, which wasn't common, but they certainly are now, considering how many you get in this set. There's a duplicate of that nice seat build that you have in this corner with another teacup. This is just the flag, and this is, I guess, the third floor. It's really more of like a hidden attic section, and maybe some of you guys might be able to recognize that. Along the floor, this is actually what I think is a little bit more special, and I know collectors will really like this. It is a print for the Disney Castle Lego set. It's nice and shiny and holographic, which is fun. It's actually a really nice looking print. And then this is a little recreation of that build. Maybe even the most intricate bit of building techniques are used in order to get the Disney castle to look like this. Pretty successful micro build. Obviously, it's like above minifigure scale. They've built it bigger than what it normally would be for an actual Lego fig, but wonderful looking little piece. Okay, here are the 5 minifigures from the set. Let me know which one you guys think is the most rare and collectible, because there is a clear winner. First up here is Minnie and Mickey. They are technically exclusive figs to this set. What makes Mickey exclusive is his print for his engineer, his conductor overalls right there. Very, very simple and cartoony, but very much in style too, with how he should look, being a Disney character like how he is. So that works. Minnie has a cloth skirt, which is I think the only time she comes with a cloth skirt piece. Normally it's that plastic one, which I think is fine, though I do kind of like that they just sort of changed it up. Maybe they were experimenting with this fig to see if that would be a fun piece to use, because I've never actually seen this type of cloth cut put onto any other type of character. Now we're moving on over to Goofy. There he is. Printing is fine there. Let me push his head all the way down. Printing is fine. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and the mold for his head, it looks great. This sometimes guys will have detachable hats and stuff, like even some of the other Disney characters. This is all just one mold here. You can see his fur tone is not shiny like his hat is, so that's kind of nice that they just broke that up a little bit. Good looking version of Goofy. I wouldn't imagine him looking much different. He seems to be a pretty easy design to follow, but yeah, this is the only version of Goofy that exists as a minifigure. Now we've got Chip and Dale. You know, good looking guys. The molds for the heads are fun. I do just like their general suits that they have. Their suits just look pretty darn good. If I can boost the light a little bit, you can see those blues and blacks pop against each other just a little bit easier. But yeah, good looking figs. And I like that they have the medium short legs, which is a relatively new piece. And we get 2 of them in dark blue here. Good looking guys. Could you guess? Well, yes, if you guessed Goofy, you are right. Goofy on his own is around $30 right now, incredibly collectible, and that's because this is the only time we ever get Goofy as a minifigure, and all these other characters have since been recreated at least once, and Mickey and Minnie have been recreated, I think, 4 times each, maybe, something like that. So yes, the only time we get Goofy, and frankly, I think he is the most likable on top of that. All right, here is the whole set together. Now I'm going to show you guys the powered up section, the powered up function for the electronics here. It's very, very, very simple. Basically just hit connect, and then you hit the little green button. It'll usually connect in a couple of seconds. That little flashing white light turns blue. Looks like it's just turned blue. Connection is good to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, come on, it's right there. Oh, it's actually loading. It's at 3%, 4%. You can actually see the percentage. Usually it's pretty quick. All right, so that actually took a lot longer. I don't know why it took so long, but anyways. Come on. Okay, it says it's connected. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so it worked first time, first try last time, but it was a little slower that time to connect. pretty decent. So this is the first level of power. I haven't actually gone up to see how fast it can go. I'm a little bit afraid. Here we go. Let's just go max power if I can. Woo! I'm scared. That thing looks like it's gonna fly off the tracks. All right, let's see if it does fly off the tracks. Oh, there you go. Well, that was actually fun. I just wanted to see what would happen. Okay, so that was fun. I'm glad to see that this is brand new batteries. Like, this thing should be going as fast and at full power as possible. So it works. Clearly, you shouldn't go to max power because that's going to happen. And I was playing with this before the recording, obviously, and I found no other... There we go, close that so it looks a little better. I found no other problems with the train other than... let me stop it here. There's one thing I want to show you. The little spacer... Oh, well, it's hard now to see this thing in the light. But anyways, this little magnetic spacer piece connects with, I think, 4 studs. And there's a little bit of space between it and the actual connection point. Sometimes those little magnetic bits, the parts that attach them, fall off. And so I personally reinforce them with just a couple of extra 1x2 plates. It's not really a big deal. Ooh, this will be fun. I can actually attach... There we go. Haha! Okay, yeah, so it's a fun little function. It'll work on any tracks. I've used it on the 9 volts before, but for the most part, very, very successful. So, final thoughts. Disney put their logo, Disney put Mickey Mouse on there, and they made a pretty decent set. I don't think they were willing to let a set with their face straight on it actually be a bad one. Now, some people have argued that the price is a bit high. Personally, I think for what you get, you're basically kind of getting what you pay for. You get 5 exclusive figs, a very nice large build here, a wonderful build for a train, extremely simple, and it looks good. This is actually, I think, one of the better bits of building that came out for this particular year in LEGO. And yeah, the collector's market has already shown off that Goofy is a very, very collectible figure, and my guess is that once this set goes off the market, it's going to be one of those builds that goes very much in price later down the line. Personally, I think it's a pretty good play set. The Power Functions app works really well. It had a really weird, slow, it might have been an updating screen. Maybe somebody can tell me what that was in the description below, because it hadn't happened to me before. But yeah, I would say this is a pretty solid bit of building. I would like to know what you guys think. I'd also like to thank LEGO for sending the set over to us to do a review. It is absolutely awesome, and now we've officially finished our LEGO Disney minifigure collection, which is pretty cool. And right, so thanks so much for watching, everybody. Remember, if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.